But as with everything, time's a great healer. Her third son, Lucas Philip, whose christening is taking place at the Royal Chapel of All Saints in Windsor Great Park, was born in March 2021. The couple have two other children, Mia, 7 and Lena, 3. The christening was held jointly with Lucas's cousin August Brooksbank, the first child of Princess Eugenie and Jack Brooksbank. In pictures, the pair were seen smiling as they arrived at the ceremony in Great Windsor Park. Their child was planned to be christened in July, but it was delayed due to COVID. After announcing the loss of her child in 2016, Zara praised her husband and her brother, Peter Phillips, for their support. "I had to go through having the baby because it was so far along. I then had another miscarriage really early on. It was a time when my family came to the fore and I needed them. In our case, it was something that was really rare. It was nature saying, 'This one's not right.'" The Queen also attended the event on Sunday. Don't miss the Queen, 95, had previously been advised to step back from duties. Her personal doctors advised her to rest, which caused Her Majesty to miss the Remembrance Sunday ceremony last week. It was reported Her Majesty had sprained her back and has carried out only light duties since her hospital stay on October 20th. The Queen also marked her first wedding anniversary since her husband died in April on Saturday. It would have been the pair's 74th wedding anniversary. Additional reporting by Millie Cooke. Appearing on US televisions on Thursday night, the Duchess of Sussex seems to have turned over a new leaf as a celebrity. Analyzing the behavior of Meghan on air during the Ellen show, royal expert Brittany Barger suggested that Meghan not making a single reference to her time in the UK as a member of the royal family was the proof she has closed that chapter. She told the Daily Star it was the best case scenario for the royal family that Meghan didn't mention her time there on the show. Ms. Barger said, "That avoids the drama that would go along with those comments." As now co-founder of her company Artual with Prince Harry and involved in several projects with Spotify and Netflix, Meghan seems to be very focused on the US according to the expert. Ms. Barger thinks the Duchess is not worried about coverage in the UK or whether or not she is acting royal anymore. She added, "She's back home in America where there are no royals, so the need to act royal doesn't matter. Royals are seen more as celebrities here, so she's fitting right into that role." The former Suits actress is currently working as an executive producer on an animated show called Pearl for Netflix, about a girl inspired by influential women throughout history. The Duchess said, "Like many girls her age, our heroine Pearl is on a journey of self-discovery as she tries to overcome life's daily challenges." Prince Harry is involved in a different project showcasing his Invictus games called Heart of Invictus. When the couple announced they were working with the streaming giant, they said they would be producing a range of content that informs but also gives hope. The Sussexes said, "Our lives, both independent of each other, and as a couple has allowed us to understand the power of the human spirit, of courage, resilience, and the need for connection. Through our work with diverse communities and their environments, to shining a light on people and causes around the world, our focus will be on creating content that informs but also gives hope." He explained, "She's building the brand of her as a philanthropist. But actually the other thing I thought was that when she was highlighting the work and this great work, twist of greatness, if anyone wants to go and have a look in America. And what she was doing though was so royal. I mean, that's what the royals do, they highlight, it's not about them, they highlight the good work of other people. They put the limelight and the spotlight on ordinary people, and of course Meghan, as we know, likes the limelight being on herself. As a royal, she could never have done that chat." Princess Eugenie and her husband, Jack Brooksbank, were visiting them in Canada, and joined them on the knees up. Meghan also took part in a prank segment where she was fed lines and directions from Ellen to perform on unsuspecting members of the public. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are believed not to be planning to make a comeback to the UK to spend the Christmas holidays at Sandringham with the Queen and the rest of the royal family. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex already skipped celebrations the past 2 years, first due to a 6-week break with their son Archie Harrison in Canada, and then due to the pandemic. But in 2021, broadcaster Matthew Wright suggested the couple may choose to avoid spending Christmas with the royal family to spare their young daughter Lilibet Diana the stress of a lengthy flight. Mr. Wright drew from his personal experience with a newborn when he told This Morning, "There's so much speculation. They're coming over, they're not coming over. They're coming over to show the child, they don't want to show the child. I know that when we had Cassidy, we wouldn't contemplate getting on a long-haul flight for the first 18 months of her lives. COVID came along and denied us that chance anyway." He added, "Lilibet is 5-6 months old, I think it's perfectly understandable they wouldn't necessarily want to cross half the planet for Christmas." Lilibet Diana was born in Santa Barbara on June 4, 2021, and has yet to meet the Queen or her grandfather, Prince Charles, in person. The royal family traditionally spends Christmas together at the Norfolk residence but was forced to shelve plans for the get-together last year due to the pandemic. The Queen was spotted at Sandringham 2 weeks ago amid speculation of Her Majesty checking in to ensure plans are on their way to welcome the family back in residence. Mirror's royal editor Russell Myers told podcast Pod Save the Queen, she wanted to go to the big house, Sandringham, and have some meetings with the staff about what is happening in the coming weeks. But she also spent some time at Wood Farm, and that is, obviously, where her husband Prince Philip spent his final years after he retired in 2017. I think that tells you where the Queen is at. She needed to be there, she needed to seek some solace. It had been a particularly tough couple of weeks. She TMD been in hospital and she TMD been told by doctors that she needed to slow down. While the Duke and Duchess of Sussex may not be making their way back to the United Kingdom for Christmas, Prince Charles might have given away plans to hold a special celebration with the couple later on. Upon his 2-day visit to Jordan this week, the Prince of Wales was gifted with water from the River Jordan. The special water has traditionally been used to baptize new members of the royal family. The Queen this year welcomed Lilibet Diana in addition to Princess Beatrice's daughter Sienna, Princess Eugenie's son August, and Zara Phillips' son Lucas. Michelle Bachmann was invited on Monday night to react to the latest White House controversy sparked by a CNN article. According to the report, Harris and her top aides are frustrated with President Joe Biden for handing her no-win issues like the border crisis. White House insiders who talked to CNN also said the vice president's team had complained that the portfolio handed to her was small fry compared to her tenure as the first woman named VP. She sounds a lot like Meghan Markle, to be honest with you, said Ms. Bachmann on air. Both of these are very entitled people who claim constant victim class. A member of the Republican Party of Minnesota, the former congresswoman claimed Biden and Harris were failing the Democrats. When the President of the United States has approval ratings at 37 and 38% and they're dropping by the day, and Kamala Harris is down at 28%, that means they're losing their own party. As a matter of fact, it's the party that is kicking at these two. On the same day, Vice President Harris was seen being very supportive of Joe Biden from a speech she delivered before the photographers. Her kind words were due to the official signature of the $1 trillion infrastructure bill that previously divided the American Congress for weeks. Kamala Harris said in her speech, "From the very start, you welcomed Democrats, Independents, and Republicans to meet with us in the Oval Office. You welcomed ideas. You welcomed debate, all in the service of getting this bill done. And here is what I know to be true, Mr. President, you are equal parts believer and builder. And because you are, we are all better off. On behalf of our nation, thank you, Mr. President." Simone Sanders, the Vice President's spokesperson, denied the allegations made by CNN. She said, "It is unfortunate that after a productive trip to France in which we reaffirmed our relationship with America's oldest ally and demonstrated U.S. leadership on the world stage, and following passage of a historic, bipartisan infrastructure bill that will create jobs and strengthen our communities. Some in the media are focused on gossip, not on the results that the president and the vice president have delivered.